We are back. Ring View podcast is back. Post Wrestlemania. How we feel, we'll find out in a second. I am Barry Grant Jr. That is Josh Tariff. How are you doing, my good friend?
Oh, you want to talk about how you feel? I mean, I just feel exhausted.
You know what it
I,
is because you're old.
well, I'm old, and I was out late at night, multiple nights, running around and yelling and screaming and performing and of course partying because it's Vegas.
Yeah.
Um, and now I'm back home in my office on my computer chatting with you, and
Am
I'm
I
and I'm
the
and I'm ready for a nap.
am I the least like I, I want to say I think I got the tail end of this thing, right? Like you were on the high for going to Mania. You had the wrestling shows. There was some title changes that happened during the week. That's not WrestleMania, right? We'll discuss some things.
Hmm.
I feel cheated. I personally
Why do
feel
you feel
cheated
cheated? Why do you feel cheated?
because I now get the low energy Josh Tariff. I don't like that because everybody else got high energy. Everybody got this. Now I get I'm tired. I spent all the nights out in Vegas. I don't want to hear that nonsense. Okay.
Ah,
I
okay.
haven't seen you in a while. So you need to be perked up when you
Mhm,
see a friend. Oh my goodness. You look
mhm.
good. Haven't seen you in a while. Hey, not this I'm tired nonsense. Enough.
So you want me
Enough.
to so you want me to lie?
Yes.
Okay.
Kayfabe it.
Oh, Barry, it's so great to see you. Oh, my how you've grown since we last encountered each other. Oh, I got so much to
Was
tell
that
you,
a
but
was that a
I
weight
love
joke?
seeing you. Was it a what now?
Was that a weight joke?
No.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
your hair. I mean, if you take off your hat, your hair is a little poofier than normal, so you've grown. You got an extra inch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but no, it was an incredible week.
That's good.
Lots of great things happened over these last really 4 days, I would say. And it's been, I mean, week overall, but especially these last 3 to 4 days, lot of lot of progress, lot of successful appearances, a lot of fun times, a lot of um, food and partying with Netflix. It was an interesting trip. I don't know where you want me to start.
Oh, well, listen, start at the beginning.
Okay, well, first thing I will do, I will shout out my good buddy Matthew Mashler and Boca Raton Championship Wrestling. They invited me my first night in Vegas Mania Week to this amazing steak dinner fundraising event. So I got to meet up with some friends that I've met, known, and worked with over the years. Not trying to be a name dropper, but hanging out with my friends Cesar Bononi, Leva Bates, Frank the Clown, Matt Riddle was there, um, amongst a number of other Kona Reeves, formerly of WWE NXT, was there, and obviously met some more people. And then my dad flew in from Massachusetts to hang out a few days. So then like Thursday was nice little like family day, nice little like just hang out around Vegas with my dad. And then Friday, Relentless Pro Wrestling at the famous FSW Arena. Big shout out to Joe DeFalco and the FSW crew. First time in that venue. Beautiful layout for a wrestling show. I could not recommend going there enough to check out any show that's there. But the anomaly, Alex Ace, officially is your new SoCal heavyweight champion. So proud of the guy. And as I said in an immediate post match promo that will be up on the RPW YouTube page shortly, welcome to the age of the anomaly, because that is now what is happening out at Relentless Pro Wrestling. Then I had to shift gears and become host again and had an incredible experience with the Plaza Hotel and Casino. Big shout out and thank you to the crew there: Gary, Kelly, Sarah, Barbara, Josh, the bartender, Stu, the security guard, everybody, that I got to meet and work with. We had a tremendous live Q&A on stage with Rob Van Dam and Katie Forbes before WrestleMania, and then continue to do the watch party for night 2 there as well. Over 200 people there both days.
Wow.
Watching, drinking, celebrating, cheering, chanting. Being in a non-arena, just in a watch party of 200 people doing the Cody Rhodes, whoa. It was truly interesting. And it was also hilarious that there were literally dozens of people both days that were coming up to me and be like, Josh, thank you so much for putting this together and setting this up. I'm like, oh, well,
you're welcome.
You're welcome, but they just booked me the host. They're the ones who set all this up. And like, oh, okay, but thank you. You did this. And I'm like, well, I got up there with a microphone.
Listen, you got to sell it. They put it together, but you sold it. Okay.
Yeah.
You sold the people. You made the people comfortable. You know what
I mean? So it was really cool. And RVD could not have been nicer. Had a great chat with him with the Q&A. Really fun time. Honestly, not sure how much he'll remember because he was
zooted.
Well, I mean, it's Rob Van Dam. What do you expect? But again, him and Katie could not have been nicer. Such a blast.
Yeah.
And it was really a full circle moment for me because about 20 years ago, the very first superstar that I've ever got to interview for anything was Rob Van Dam.
Really?
At his comic book store, where I interviewed him and a very drunk Sandman. And afterwards, he took me and like the rest of my crew, he treated us to Korean barbecue down the street.
I remember you told me that story, yeah.
So I brought it up to him during the show. And his first thought was like, he named the restaurant. He was like, oh my God, I loved that restaurant. That was such good food there. So it was really kind of a cool first full circle moment for me. And then obviously Watchamania with that crowd. And then Monday night, all of a sudden, I find myself invited as a guest to this Netflix pool party brunch event at the Fountain Blue Hotel and Casino.
Wow.
Where I'm walking a Netflix red carpet along with Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill, Javon Evans, Kit Wilson, after they just tore the house down at Mania. And I'm hanging out at this brunch with everybody. And then, oh yeah, wear this bracelet. You'll be good to go into Monday Night Raw as well. And then I'm in this Netflix lounge pre-Monday Night Raw at the T-Mobile Arena. By the way, all these places with free food and open bar. So you can imagine it was an entertaining experience. Then we get brought up to a suite that is being catered by Shake Shack. And again, open bar there as well, with the most comfortable seats that I can remember ever sitting in an arena. And obviously we'll get into Raw, but witnessing what to me honestly was probably the best Raw after Mania in the last 4 or 5 years. And getting to witness all that. And then Tuesday morning, checking out of the hotel, but driving straight to Irvine, California for Championship Wrestling tapings, where obviously I'm not spoiling anything, but over these next several weeks, you might see your buddy multiple times. It was a truly
see your ugly mug on TV.
I might see this ugly mug in those rose jumpsuits multiple times. And then finally getting home to get some sleep and now chatting with you. It has been a whirlwind of a few days, but could not ask for. Oh, I totally forgot my improv show as well in the midst of all this.
There you go.
Yes and Wrestling was a tremendous show. Thank you to the Majestic Repertory Theater for hosting us. Thank you to our guests. Had a great crowd. Went late into the night doing some improv. So I had a little of this, little of that, little of this, little of that, and now coming back down to earth. But it was really such a high these last several days. And Now you know what it is. All right, you had that high for those days. So now what do you got to do to keep it?
Right.
You know, like the work doesn't stop now. Now we keep pushing. I was just having a conversation with a different promoter about, potentially being used somewhere down the line before we went on. So, you keep stepping, as they say.
That's what happens, man. Opportunities start to present itself, especially when you take a chance and put yourself out there and perform, right?
Yeah.
It's one thing
Yep.
to put yourself out there, but when you are given the opportunity to perform and do well,
Yes.
then they say, hey, you want to come back? And that's how things work. So very proud of you. Proud of everything that you did this week, and you should be proud of yourself as well. You look back at that and you should really think about that. Like, man, like I accomplished a lot in those particular, X amount of days. So you should definitely at some point pat yourself on the back, because not a lot of people can do that. Not a lot of people can wear that many hats. Not a lot of people can wear that many hats and be effective. So shouts to you for that.
Well, thank you, sir. That is ever so kind.
Yeah. Well, what was your takeaway from I'm gonna call it
Just that just sigh mid-sentence.
yeah, I'm gonna call it Mania. Because we didn't get much wrestling, so I can't call it Wrestlemania. So what were your thoughts from Mania?
Well, my thoughts involve that one, I don't have to worry about watching the Hulk Hogan documentary because we already watched it.
Yep.
With the commercial breaks. I have now watched Liv Morgan's music video enough times to be done with it.
Yep.
I found interesting that Roman Reigns and Punk's entrances were both longer than Liv Morgan Stephanie Foucault match.
Yep.
I know there were so many. It was hilarious, actually, at the venue at the Plaza at night 2. As Roman is doing his final pose, they had it through DirecTV. And at the very end, during it, like as he's in his final pose, the DirecTV feed just cuts out.
Oh, lovely.
Because like, oh, time's up. And like it couldn't help but everyone just started laughing.
I think that right there, what you just said, should be the word of the weekend.
Which was
time's up, or the phrase of the weekend.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, it could not have been more corporate of a WrestleMania between ESPN doing big coverage of it during their Sports Center, which is obviously a head scratcher in itself, to I think it was Mark Shapiro who said in an interview, yeah, we have full creative control over WWE. And why would TKO have creative control? So there's just something. While there were some matches that were very entertaining, which we'll get into, you and I are definitely in agreement where it just did not feel like a WrestleMania because of all the corporate nonsense and commercials and additional ads and the billionaire getting to sit at the commentary table during
and said nothing.
It was like, so I have a little sister, and when she was real little, so like when I was like 12 and she was like 3, she was big on, oh, I want to play Nintendo with Josh. I want to play video games with Josh. So I would have a controller unplugged and she would hold it. And in her mind, we were playing together.
Right.
That's exactly what this was with the billionaire.
Yeah.
Or whatever the guy's name was. Like, hey, we're going to let you sit here and be like you're doing commentary.
And had the nerve to have him on the lower third.
Yes, they gave him his whole own introduction. And obviously no one heard from him. And it's probably a good thing. And so it's just things like how much money did that guy pay to do that?
I'm sure about $300,000.
Oh, no, I would think that would be 7 figures.
Probably.
And, it's just like, what are Michael Cole and Wade Barrett thinking in that moment?
I at that point, I know as wrestling purists as they are, they were probably disgusted.
Right. So just so many different things. And then, obviously we had the McAfee involvement. We had the Jailer Roll involvement. I Show Speed, to his credit, I Show Speed and Little Yachty did great.
Yeah.
I enjoyed both of their performances during WrestleMania. So again, but like throwing all this in, and yes, there's going to be pageantry because it's WrestleMania, but there's pageantry, and then there's pageantry getting pushed down your throat.
Yeah.
And that's what we were getting.
Yeah. I think my biggest takeaway is that I'm done with daytime WrestleManias.
Well,
they do not have the same. They don't have the same effect. They just don't. When you're talking,
well, then you might like next year's Mania, because even though it's going to be airing early in the morning for us, it will be nighttime in Saudi.
Well, good, because I don't care where it is. It could be on Mars. Just make sure it's dark when you have the show, because you for lighting purposes, for the extravaganza to look like an extravaganza, because the set was unimpressive on Saturday.
I agree. The set was definitely lacking something.
They had some red lighting that it was just stupid. Sunday's lighting looked a lot better because they changed it to like a bluish type of futuristic thing that was going on. So it looked better. But if it was more, I don't think that there's any reason, or there was no reason why we couldn't have WrestleMania air at 8 p.m. Eastern time and WrestleMania go off at 5 p.m. on the West Coast, right? Because you get a different feel when the sun starts to go down. And that's what we got for San Francisco when they were there. Like, that was something that bothered me. The other thing that bothered me, obviously, was the commercials. The other thing as well is no backstage segments. There was nothing. There was no kicking it to the wrestlers to find out how they're feeling for their upcoming match. We had this big showdown between Randy and Cody. We got nothing. This big showdown between Roman and Punk. We got nothing. Like, we barely got any video packages for anything.
Yep.
Like, it's like they took WrestleMania and then they just poured water on it and then gave it to you and said, here's WrestleMania. Like, it's like drinking soda at one of those terrible diners. You're going to get watered down soda. And that's exactly what we got. This was not, this didn't feel like WrestleMania at all. Nothing about this felt like WrestleMania. The only thing that felt like WrestleMania was the night 2 main event. That was it. That was the only thing that made you say,
Brock and Oba also felt like
Brock and Oba, right? But that
again, was it. Those two things, that was it.
That was it. And those were the only two that had the big fight feel. And I was just like, yes, was night 2 better than night 1? Of course it was. Was night 1 historically bad? Of course it was. Is WrestleMania 42 better than WrestleMania 41? Probably slightly. But
you thought this year's Mania was better than last year's?
Just because the main event in night 2 was so historically great. It made no match last year was better than that. No match. And for me, it was like I enjoyed night 2 a lot more than I did the totality of WrestleMania 41. For me.
Okay.
So, it's debatable. Obviously, people are going to have their own opinions, but for me, if I were to choose, I'd slightly choose this just because of that main event. But gun to my head, if I can be able to throw both in the garbage, I would. So,
well, I mean, it's crazy to think, like, if we go back to WrestleMania 40, where honestly day 1 of WrestleMania 40 was fine.
yeah,
It wasn't anything incredible, but it was good.
it was
But then
a good show. Yeah.
it was good. But then day 2 was just so out of this world.
Yeah.
And it's just thinking, it's like, that was really the last one that TKO did not have any, like, say or control over. And just where it's been falling, like, if, so here's 40, here was 41, and here's 42.
Yeah.
And now my hand is not even on the screen anymore.
Right.
So something's really got to give soon, because they're overall in trouble. Again, great moments. And again, and the Raw, I will say, I loved the Raw after Mania.
Yeah.
But obviously there's a lot of shakeups and adjustments that need to be done to make sure that you can win these fans back. And just having it in Saudi next year alone certainly ain't gonna help.
Yeah, it's actually going to drive a bigger wedge in the fan base. So they're going to do things for the next X amount of months and then be way in the red once WrestleMania season comes around, because people are going to be so disenfranchised by what's actually happening.
Exactly.
The last thing that I'll say, and then we'll go ahead and break down some of the matches. We're not going to break down everything because it doesn't really matter. People like you and me that have been wrestling fans their whole lives, and the wrestling fans that are coming up now, we are living in two different timelines. We do not watch wrestling the same. We do not see wrestling the same. For the people that are wrestling fans now, they probably can't even date back to 2010. And for us, we go way back beyond that. And I'm going to tell wrestling fans going forward, or even the wrestling fans that are our ages and up, what we grew up on and what we thought was great cinematic television and great WrestleManias, and we got the pomp and circumstance. We got the video packages for every match, because every match was an important match, because WrestleMania used to be the crescendo. This was the end of a feud. This is how it was built, not the beginning of something or to spark another PLE, right? This was supposed to be the end. And we will never get that again. That era is dead to me. I don't, if anybody doesn't agree, you're going to find out very quickly that wrestling and the way it was digested and absorbed and appreciated even 5 years ago is dead. So, we might be the old people that say, oh, I remember this. It's either we continue to cover it and cover it objectively and have our opinions, or we don't, because it's never going to be what it used to be. Yeah. For what I saw on this weekend, I was saddened by what I saw, because I know where it's going now, and it's never going to be back where it used to be.
Right.
That WrestleMania died a sad death over the weekend. It really did. What do you want to start on night 1? Do you want to start with
Well, here I got the order up. So yeah. I mean, again, we're not going to dissect every single match or anything like that. But I mean, I will just say, and like I alluded to, it opened with the Vision I Show Speed against the Usos and LA Knight.
Some good spots.
There are some good spots, but I Show Speed had the moment doing the the frog splash off the ring post.
Very impressive too.
Very impressive, and crowd got into it at the plaza doing the watch party. Crowd had a big pop and applause for I Show Speed. I mean, it's kind of crazy where you had LA Knight, who obviously got a nice pop entering on the truck and all that, but you had LA Knight, the Usos, Logan Paul, and Austin Theory. But the guy who stole that match was I Show Speed.
Yep, he did. Listen, he did very well. I think he did very, very well in regards to his timing was pretty good. Being able to absorb some of these bumps, he really did impress me. He really did. I don't think that there's a future in it for him in regards to that because he's too big of a star.
Yeah.
In what he does, but as an attraction here and there, right? Every so often, I Show Speed doesn't bother me, right? And that's the important thing. Like when you have the stars collide in wrestling world, as long as they don't harm the product, they're good to stay.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And that's what you want, as long as they don't harm the product, like how Pat McAfee did. It's okay to have. So I Show Speed was not bad. I enjoyed this match as well. Flowed really good, and it was a good way to start off night one.
Yeah. The Drew McIntyre, Fatu, unsanctioned. So here's my one question with that.
Yes.
Does this mean Jacob Fatu is 1-0 or 2-0 at WrestleMania?
Because it's unsanctioned.
Right. So he should still just be 1-0. This doesn't count their win-loss record.
Right. So it didn't matter who won.
But do you think they'll use this when they go over like both McIntyre's and Fatu's career win-loss Mania records?
Of course they will.
Yeah. So it completely contradicts the whole point of being unsanctioned. The match was fine, but for some reason I expected more.
You know what it was? You can tell that there was an understanding of, hey, can't really get much color in this match because we plan to probably do that in the main event, right?
And this one's being nationally broadcasted on ESPN too.
So you're definitely not going to get any color there, right? So it felt very ESPN-ish to me. Like it was just very like, these guys are better than what we showed. It wasn't terrible, right? Like we're not talking about like they didn't stink to join up because they can't. Those guys are too talented to stink to join up.
Right.
But it had a very, very TV-like feel, and it came off cheesy to me, in my opinion.
Yeah. Then the official PLE began.
Yeah.
With the 4-way women's tag title. So first thing I want to say, hell yeah, Irresistible Forces with the demolition gear.
And it was nicely done too. The white, it was
really cool. Loved it.
It was cool. I think they should keep that.
Why not?
Yeah.
Obviously the big story from this match was the return of Paige, because
that was a huge pop.
It was a big pop. I filmed it at Plaza.
Yeah.
Like, because I could tell, all right, this is probably Paige coming out based on everything. So I was filming for the crowd reaction.
Right.
It might be my most viewed Instagram post I've ever had.
How many views did you get?
It's well in the thousands.
Wow. Nice.
So, because I am not social media savvy. So if all of a sudden
don't tell me that, because you can't be showing off that you pan into the crowd and posting it. You know what to do, sir. Okay.
I know what to do, but I don't understand algorithms. So like if I hit 100 views on something, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm viral.
Well, listen.
But with this, I did find it really interesting that they did have Paige and Brie Bella win.
Yes.
Because
yes.
On one hand, Paige made her big return, so it makes sense for her to go over. And you do have now a story set in place where Nikki can get jealous that she's not tag champs with her sister and Paige's and blah, blah, blah. At the same time, though, this team isn't obviously going to be a long-term team.
And on top of that, you're going heel, face, heel in a matter of months. Because when Brie came back, apparently they just turned babyface again.
Right.
And now you have this storyline, which is if you tell it right, it could go well, but now you have to turn Nikki heel again.
You got to turn one of them heel, one of the three.
Yeah.
So this was a situation where, based on the injury, I would have preferred Paige to make the return on the Raw after Mania. Nikki Bella's taken out backstage by the Kabuki Warriors.
Right.
They take the place. And then whoever you decided to have. I mean, I felt the story was built well enough that you would have had Bayley and Lyra win, but you could have had Nia and Lash retain.
Yeah.
You could have absolutely had them retain. So, again, cool moment. Crowd obviously popped big for Paige. I just was not crazy about their finish for it.
I agree.
Becky and AJ Lee for the IC championship.
Not terrible. Terrible. It just, my biggest thing is that they could have gave them a little bit longer, right? Like, give them an extra 3-4 minutes. I think they would have been able to do a lot more with that time frame. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that you needed to give them 20 minutes, but an extra 4 minutes wouldn't have hurt, where they could have really sold the story, because these are two great performers. So it was just very anticlimactic for me.
Yeah, I agree with that. And also, is it safe to say the new number one contender for Becky Lynch's Intercontinental Championship is referee Jessica Carr?
100%. That's the only match that I want to see. The only match I want to see, because she can wrestle.
Yep.
So I need to see it.
Seth Rollins versus Gunther.
Good match.
This was definitely the best match of night one.
Absolutely.
And this match went almost like spot for spot what we predicted it would be.
Yep.
Really good, hard-hitting match. Good back and forth. Braun Breaker with the return.
I think that was bigger than the match, to be honest with you. The fact that he ran 90 miles an hour down the ramp the second time for the spear, that made me laugh so much. I said, how goofy is this? But for him, it works. It works.
Right. Gunther getting the win, which, again, we expected. But the big story, Braun Breaker back. So now the Rollins Breaker feud can actually happen.
Yes, and they can build it and build it the right way.
Yep. Stephanie versus Liv. The match I was looking forward to the most in night one, and the biggest disappointment. It had the best build.
The one that had the most organic build, because I don't think that when they started out, when they booked this match, I don't think that they believed that people were going to grab to this the way it did. But people were invested into this feud because they made it really come off as if they hated each other. And it was believable. It was hard hitting. Hey, you had concussions in the backstage segments. People were like, yeah, we this is going to be heavy hitting. This is going to be some potatoes going back and forth. Like we're going to get some, and we got none of that.
We got 7 minutes. It was like 7 minutes, 20 or something seconds, I think was the official length. And Liv wins, becomes a new champ. Interference by Raquel and Roxanne. No one came to help Stephanie. It was, and I feel bad because we all know that these two can put out a 25, 30-minute barn burner if they allowed them. If they allowed them to. So I was just like a couple of years ago where I think it was WrestleMania 40, where I felt like the most excited for Jay versus Jimmy. and it was just a huge letdown.
You right.
That's how I felt with this. I was so ready for this match, and it. I mean, everyone's been saying this was like the most surprising disappointment, and again, and not the fault of Liv and Stephanie, but the lack of time and the way they decided to book it.
Yeah.
So it is what it is with that, and
Very
then we get a return and then a goodbye simultaneously with Bianca Belair.
I knew it from the time that I saw her at the top of the ramp. John Cena is doing his thing, and then she comes out, and I was watching it with my friend and his son, and I said, she's pregnant. She's pregnant. I can see it in her face. She was glowing, Josh. She was glowing.
Well, because you would think, oh, would she be coming out to like do a stare down a Liv? Would she be coming out during Rhea and Jade's match the next day?
Yeah.
But her coming out at that point, we all knew something was up.
Yeah.
Like, why is she out here? And then she revealed that she's pregnant. So obviously, congrats to her, Montez. Now, in hindsight, I get why Montez didn't come out for it based on
because
Raw.
he'd be the hatest man. He'd be the most hated man on the planet.
Right. But at that moment, I was just like, why is Montez not out there? Like, or at least standing on the stage when she like got down there.
No one wants to see Montez Ford because you, sir, are the reason why we're not going to get Bianca on TV for almost 2.5 years. You are to blame. You are to blame.
Well, congrats to them.
Congrats.
And then night one main event, Cody Rhodes versus Pat McAfee. I mean, against Randy Orton.
The most confusing psychology I have not ever seen. I'm not going to say ever seen, but for these level of wrestlers, this was befuddling to the 10th degree.
So let me try to sum up everything in a nutshell. McAfee attacks Cody before the bell rings. They gang up on him, but then Cody gets the upper hand. Crossroads McAfee. Jelly Roll comes from
out of nowhere.
The smoke, like all of a sudden, you poof, here's Jelly Roll.
Mm-hmm.
Does a running splash on the McAfee.
I wouldn't even call it a running splash. It was more like a running fall down. He got no airtime at all. Yeah. It was just,
Jelly Roll then just disappears. McAfee gets stretched out, but gives the thumbs up and then the middle finger
Vince style
to the crowd as he's being stretchered out. And I'm sitting there with a few people where I tell them, like, he's clearly coming back.
Right.
So he's stretchered out. The crowd is happy about that. Then Randy Orton is working face in the match.
Yes.
Cody is the heel during this match for whatever reason.
Yes.
And then when Randy Orton cleanly has the upper hand, McAfee comes running back with a ref shirt on because now it's just okay for him to be the referee, apparently.
Right.
Goes for the count, which is an extremely slow count that they mention is a fast count.
Yeah, he did a regular ref count. Why wouldn't you fast count it and do a heel count?
Right. So it is a 2 count. Randy then RKO's McAfee to take him out. Him and Cody exchanged a few punches like right before him where Orton legit got Cody good where it broke an orbital bone.
Mm-hmm.
But then Cody hit a Crossroads, gets the pin, and then Orton, who worked face the entire match, then clocks Orton with the belt, gives him the punt, stands over him with the title, in which the crowd cheers for, and then leaves. And then Cody, where the punt has notoriously been known as a move to take wrestlers out for who knows how long, they get stretchered out, this or that. Cody then walks out of the ring on his own power, after. And that's how night one come to an end.
Very spot on. Very, very, very detailed and you actually made it seem a lot more fun than watching the match. So I just feel bad for Cody just because his legacy of WrestleMania in these last 4 years is incomplete. You have 2 bangers and 2 of the worst main events in WrestleMania history.
Yeah.
Right? So you're at the top of the game for 2 of them, and you're literally at the very bottom for the next 2.
Right.
That is a tough legacy to have. And it's not his fault, but that's just the situation that we are in now with this new TKO era. Yeah. This was really bad. And it's so bad that I don't even want to see a rematch. I'm okay. Whether Cody gets cleared for Backlash or not, I don't want to see it again. I just don't. Because they ruined it to the point where I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Like I just want to go. I just want to go somewhere else.
I will say, I personally feel Cody had the best entrance of night one.
Yeah.
I loved the entrance of the biography of the different
that was good
of his career and all that.
I think Seth Rollins' entrance was horrible. I don't know what the hell he was talking about, what he was doing.
I actually kind of popped with the smoke coming out of the jacket. I thought that was a really cool touch.
I was very, very let down by Seth Rollins. He's normally pretty good.
The black contacts was a little much.
Yeah.
But I like that. All right. Night 2.
The good
obviously
stuff.
The much better night. Oba and Brock. I mean, this was exactly as it should have been booked. I have no notes on it, and I think I wrote that as no notes.
No need.
No, because Oba looked dominant. Yep. Brock then used his speed to get the upper hand a little bit, hit the F5. It wasn't a type of thing where then Oba popped right back up and no sold. He sold it, but it's just like, hey, this hurt, but I'm much stronger than this.
I like what he did because he got on one knee and then he dropped to the floor.
Yeah.
Then he got up, right?
Yeah.
So he sold it and saying that, this is devastating, but I'm still good.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then popped back up.
Chokeslam.
And then only gave one power bomb. It wasn't finisher, kick out. One.
They are protecting that move as they should.
Yes. And if you saw and if you can beat Brock with that move one time, nobody better kick out of it for years.
Yeah, listen, the fall from grace is a one-hit quitter. When he does this, that's it. It's just like when Goldberg put the jackhammer on you, you weren't getting up from that.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those things.
And so Oba got the win. Crowd went crazy. He even had the look of like the shock of, oh my God, I did it.
Yeah.
He then did the pantomiming of lifting like the cowboy hat as a salute to Brock. And then Brock, to the surprise, this was a big story of the entire night, really. Then took off the gloves and boots to leave him in the ring, hugged Paul, bowed. Is this the end of Brock Lesnar? I don't think so. I think it was the last WrestleMania for Brock Lesnar.
I don't think so either. I think they tried to make it as real as possible, so so they can kind of get the scent off of what people think is going to happen. And that's what I think they're gonna keep Gunther busy to make it seem like it's actually not happening, and then it's going to happen. So
so loved every second of this. The ladder match The only thing I didn't love was the fact that JD, Rusev, and Dragon Lee did not have their entrances televised.
You know what bothers me the most about that, Josh, is the fact that Dragon Lee paid so much damn money for those dragon wings. Those were really well done.
Yes.
And to not have that on TV is an embarrassment. Like, these guys worked their asses off to be at the showcase of the Immortals, or what it used to be.
Every single one of them, if you're on the card, you deserve, you earn
You
that
deserve
moment.
your entrance. Absolutely. It's just embarrassing, man.
For all three of them to not get that was because we had to watch another clip of the Hogan documentary instead of getting to see their entrances.
Yeah.
Was just a damn shame.
Yeah. So we got a comment here. Matthew Dean said, I was there both nights, and night 2 was far and away superior to night 1, other than Punk Roman. Every match felt abbreviated, leaving me wanting more. The matches would start building only to finish too quickly.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's that, you know, we're definitely talking about that, Matthew. It's the TKO era. You know, we are all going through the same pain. So we're there with you.
Now, as far as the ladder match itself, though,
really good.
Again, exactly what you wanted out of this. Every guy got their big moments, like everyone plural moments.
Yeah.
And what I found really interesting was the crowd was definitely happy that Penta retained, but the crowd wanted Javon to win.
Oh yeah. I mean, when you put Javon in there, it makes you think that he's going to go over. But I think it's better for him not to win here because, again, you know, we understand that Penta is not a heel, right?
Yeah.
He's a face champion, but you do like another guy that is well popular to be able to chase the title as well, right? So if Javon can be able to chase the title to the spring into the summer, you know, that might be the SummerSlam match, right? You know, Javon versus Penta. So if they can be able to build up to that, I have no problem with that. If they want to go ahead and give Penta the belt until SummerSlam, if they think that Javon is ready, then so be it. But I think giving Penta the win here was the right call.
Are you shocked that they allowed on ESPN to let Penta give JD McDonough a destroyer onto a ladder?
How impressive was that?
Yeah.
Super. I know I wasn't shocked just because it looked devastating, but not devastating enough to not be on TV, right? Like it's one of those things where it's just like it's okay. It's on that line, right? It's on that line of not being like offensive to somebody, but well executed. You know, the OG cutter was well executed. The only thing I didn't like is that Rusev kind of just like fell off the ladder.
Well, the ladder was a little too far away from where they wanted it, so he kind of had to like jump into it, but it still looked incredible.
It looked incredible. Yeah, that's the only part I was just like, come on, man.
like what would have been great, like if it was a Samoa Joe mindset, he would have stayed. He would have stayed on the ladder and just watch him jump and miss, and then just be like, and then keep climbing.
That probably would have been a better spot to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
But not everybody got their stuff off, man. I think it was exciting. I think it did exactly what it needed to do. And here's a hot take for you. I want the Money in the Bank ladder match to go back to WrestleMania. I don't think it needs its own pay-per-view.
I agree. Now, and then you can still, since WrestleMania is 2 nights,
you can have
the women on one night and men on the other. And you could always flip whichever one. So you can have the women be on night 2.
Right.
No problem.
And you can if you want to have that match lead off WrestleMania because it's such a big match, then why the hell not? Right? Sure. Like I'm okay with putting it back to WrestleMania. It doesn't need its own pay-per-view. It just doesn't.
I agree. Sammy versus Trick, U.S. title. Again, pretty much what we were thinking.
Trick, just very short, man.
But again, it could have had like 7 to 8 more minutes, easy.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned before, I thought Little Yachty did great in his role.
Yes.
I'm shocked with the amount of toilet paper Trick Williams used for his jacket.
Did he
That's all the memes with
did
it.
he use up all of the toilet paper in Vegas?
I mean, he got one of those like Charmin mega rolls that they sell now.
That looked like a 5-ply. That was not.
Oh
That
yeah.
wasn't a 2-ply.
It was it. That is some comfortable toilet paper. But he definitely had the entrance with the jacket because it was so funny. Because I was telling my friends as his entrance started, I was just like, I expected a much bigger entrance for him.
Yeah.
And then you get the wide shot of, I'm like, oh, this is what they're doing with the jacket.
I was very, very disappointed in Trick. I thought that he was going to give me a little bit more of like a Bobby Roode style of entrance where there's a choir here. There's just something, even having like something with Lil Yacht, like something that was just bigger than what we got. And I was a little disappointed. Not gonna lie to you. But it's his first WrestleMania. He has a lot more in the tank to be able to make up for it. So it's fine.
Yeah. So he gets the win, gets the U.S. title. We're obviously very happy and excited for that to see where that goes.
Crazy. It was the finish that everybody wanted.
The Demon versus Dominic. Again, should have doubled the length of time in this.
Yeah. Finn Balor with the Demon had a great entrance.
He had an amazing, and so did Dom. And actually,
so did Dom.
A number of wrestlers that I work with got to be part of Dom's entrance this year.
That's cool.
Shout out to my boy Gino Rivera, who was the one right up front.
Wow.
And what was funny was because I worked with him at that Relentless Pro Wrestling show. He was on that card as well.
Awesome.
But then all of a sudden, after I shot him a message, I was just like, "Was that you in front?" And he was like, "How the hell did you know?" I'm like, "I recognized your gear. I recognized your gear from the show." So obviously, huge moment for him and all of them.
Yeah,
I know a few. Chris Nass, you have gotten to work with, was in that crew. Adrian Quest. I know there were a couple others, and I apologize, I'm forgetting your names off the top of my head. But really cool entrance for both of them.
Yeah.
But again, this match was, I think, under 10 minutes and could have gone 20, no problem.
Yeah.
Demon getting the win. Again, if he somehow lost, he would have just been hanging it up. So, Jade versus Rhea.
I think this was Jade's best match in WWE.
It was probably her best singles match.
Yes, yeah, best match in WWE for me. Wouldn't say it's her best overall match as a professional. I think her and Statlander had a very good match. But I think in her WWE career, this was her best match. She held her own here. I was very impressed with her being able to go toe to toe with Rhea. This looked good, and I wasn't insulted in regards to it being awkward. I wish that they would have let Jade go over just because as a heel, it's just better to have her build it because it's like she loses the title now. Where does she go?
Right. Where does this new alliance go?
Right. Like she's now lost her power because she's no longer the champion. Yeah. And that to me is just you're now just killing, instead of killing one particular push, you're killing three.
Right.
So
and also so interesting to see how last year the two women's champions were Io Sky and Tiffany Stratton. This year, Io Sky does a run in, and Tiffany's not even on the show.
It's a disgrace. It really is.
Danhausen. I could not stop laughing at this. I was laughing harder than John Cena was.
This was very funny.
And John Cena genuinely breaking in the ring.
When the smoke happened and he was still in the ring, I lost it.
Yeah.
I lost it.
The only thing that I was annoyed with was they never said Kit Wilson's name.
I didn't even realize that.
And why I'm annoyed about that, because he obviously had the moment and he had the funny exchange with Cena. He called like the little people toxic, so he did all that. But as we know, WrestleMania is an event where the non-wrestling fans are also tuning in. So they have no idea who he is.
Right.
And they still don't know his name after it. But this was super funny. Danhausen did great. And Cena obviously enjoyed himself. But you could tell Cena is beyond retired, since he stood away and did not touch anybody. No physical involvement at all.
Nope.
So that was
he's just a fan like everybody else now, which is cool.
Yep. And then Punk and Roman.
Listen,
the entrances. Where do we start with this? Yeah,
I have to take back something that I said to you when I told you that I think that Finn had the best entrance of the weekend.
It was Punk.
It was Punk.
Mm-hmm.
When he came out to AFI, once I heard AFI, I lost my mind. Miseria, Cantar. I was just like, come on, man. And then they had the montages of all the the
montages mixing in with him live walking to the ring.
That was
so good.
Talking about video production at its finest. That's what you talk about right there.
And then the last guy to come out for WrestleMania, and it starts with him coming out to no music.
Right.
To just allow him to absorb the crowd was such a great choice.
Yeah.
And then, of course, his jacket honoring people that passed away. Harley Race on the back. Larry.
AJ with the Puerto Rican flag.
Yep. It was just such good moments.
Yeah.
And then
we can't disrespect Roman either. Roman's entrance was amazing. Like, the singer, the drums, having the family tree, all the portraits that were there.
Yeah.
And he went back to the theme, not the babyface theme. He went back to the final boss theme, not the Rock final boss, but the video game final boss theme. And I was just like, okay, Roman's winning.
Yep.
I knew as soon as I heard that, I said, okay, Roman's winning.
And the one thing I was mentioning to the guy I was sitting with during the watch party was, typically in these big matches, whoever has the larger entrance is the one that loses. And Roman had the big entrance, so I'm like, oh, because he had the music, but I'm like, but he had a really big entrance, so I don't know what Punk's gonna do.
Yeah,
but right now it looks like Roman's gonna lose.
Yeah,
and then Punk's entrance happened. I'm like, never mind.
I take it
back. Roman's winning.
Yeah. But I mean, what else is there to say about this match, though? For me, I think, just from a mere wrestling standpoint, this might be the best wrestling main event I've seen 15 years.
Wow. I mean, it's definitely up there, because let's really think about it. Aside from the elbow drop onto the table.
Yeah.
How much did they really, really do? They didn't do it as far as crazy moves. Yeah. All they did was tell a story with their actions and their facials.
Yeah.
For nearly 40 minutes.
Old school, man. I like the one of the biggest spots for me was that when when Roman had Punk in the Trio O and he was just hammering him.
This is my one gripe.
Okay.
He threw freaking stairs at him with the ref looking. He threw stairs at his face.
He wasn't gonna get disqualified,
and no disqualification was announced. Well, like he didn't get DQ'd, but then later on, Punk tossed his wrist tape to distract the referee to deliver a low blow to make sure he didn't get disqualified, which is on bigger grounds of getting DQ'd, kicking the balls or having steel steps thrown at your face. That was the one thing I'm like, oh, this match is over. It's a DQ 10 minutes in. What the hell happened?
If Punk can't continue after this, he got chairs to his face. What are we doing? Stairs to his face.
So that was the one. You're absolutely right, man. Ref discretion is subject to change. 1,000%.
100%.
That was my only gripe with this.
Yeah.
But again, just a storytelling, and like at the end of Punk kind of leaning and then like trying to throw a punch, but then just falling.
Yep.
It was like, oh, his age has caught. Like that's where the old line that we hated weeks ago
made sense.
Mm-hmm.
He ran out again.
And then Roman gave the super spear.
Yep.
And won the championship. But won it again. At the end of the day, there was technically no interference, which, hey, it's been a number of years since we had the main event of WrestleMania not have any interference.
Right.
So it was a wonderful, wonderful match.
Yeah, it was definitely a breath of fresh air, just because, you know, the whole aura of the weekend because of night one was just it stunk.
Yep.
Stunk to high heaven. And you know, Oba and Brock, you know, kind of just made people perk up again. You know, the ladder match made people perk up again. And then you had the main event, which people are going to remember for a very long time. Like when you think about the pantheons of main events in WrestleMania history, this is going to be in that conversation.
Definitely.
Like, you know what I mean? Like this is Shawn Michaels' Undertaker, to me, was some of the best work, you know, wrestling has ever produced in regards to a WrestleMania main event, right? This is not as good of a story, like overall, but what we got in ring was a masterpiece. It really was. And for anybody that is critiques CM Punk, this guy at 47 years old is probably better than he was at 35 years old. He was in the best shape of his life, Josh. Both guys at the best shape of their lives. They took this seriously. They came in and they put on a show. And for anybody as well that is confused about where Roman Reigns stands all time, Roman Reigns is starting to put himself in top 10 category, maybe top 5 category in regards to greatest of all time. Because
I mean, I thought it was already like maybe considered in top 10.
It's debatable to some. Yeah, it's debatable to some. I think a lot of people just wanted to see a little more. I don't need to see any more. That guy, if you remove Roman Reigns out of that main event, Punk still delivers. But does it feel as big as it did?
Right.
Probably not.
Right.
And that's what Roman Reigns brings. He brings the big fight feel. And if not everybody has that aura, and he does, man. And he's amazing. He really is.
Yeah.
He really is.
Absolutely.
So takeaways from Monday Night Raw. Obviously.
Oba did exactly what and you want to talk about mirroring stuff between Brock Lesnar's first run and Roman becoming the guy
after he beat Undertaker.
Right.
Yep.
Where the difference, everyone was booing Roman and everyone was cheering and going nuts for Oba.
Yeah.
One line, my buddy that I was sitting next to in the suite catered by Shake Shack. As soon as Oba dropped the mic, he just stood and applauded.
Yeah.
He was just like, that's exactly what was needed.
That's how you do it, man.
Yep.
That you don't need this big, long 5-minute promo for what?
Right.
I did what I said I was gonna do, and I have arrived, and now everybody's on notice.
Yep. Rio and Kabuki Warriors, excellent tag team match.
Yes.
Io nearly died again. She's got to. She got to
stop
dying.
She got to
chill from the suicide dive.
Yeah. She doesn't land it. She needs to stop.
Yeah. This Punk promo.
Awkward.
So this is where Punk is. I mean, he's already so good in so many ways. But this from in the live crowd, they were booing him.
Yeah.
The entire way. And I'm sure it got through on TV, but it was even louder in person.
Oh, yeah. When he was walking to the ring, they were booing
Walking to the ring and beginning his promo,
they
were booing him like crazy.
Yep.
But then he organically, while giving the shout out to the people that were on his jacket and thanking the production people, he turned the entire arena around to them giving a standing ovation, and they got behind every word he said.
The power of Punk is like the power of Cena. Cena had that same ability.
100%. It was incredible how he did that.
Yeah.
Then Cody came out, and they were booing Cody more than Punk.
Yes.
And I'm sure there was maybe I'm hoping there was a little extra makeup done on Cody to make it look even more gruesome than it already is.
Oh, 100%. They definitely doctored this thing up.
Right. But to Cody's credit, he even sounded hurt.
Yeah.
And the interaction with them, I thought was very intriguing. And all of a sudden, now we know we will be getting Cody versus Punk.
Punk's going to SmackDown.
Punk will 100% be going to SmackDown because they won't want him interfering with Roman.
Yeah.
Cody could also move over to Raw. Eventually. They could do that if they chose.
Yeah.
But now it's, will Cody be ready? And will this be Backlash?
I think
will this be SummerSlam?
Yeah.
Or are we already planting seeds for next year's WrestleMania?
I just don't know how that's going to go off because I don't know if Punk is going to be there.
He's already gone back to Saudi.
Maybe. I don't know if he's going to want to go back there for Mania. I don't know.
But I enjoyed this promo, honestly. Like it started awkward to your point.
Yeah.
But then when Punk brought him back around and this, tease of, okay, we know we're getting Cody Punk sometime soon. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think what we didn't get in Randy Cody, we're going to get everything for Punk Cody.
Yes.
That's my opinion. I think we're going to get everything that we ever wanted when it comes to the promos, the history, and then the match. Everything will be fine. And
Punk will in the promos be bringing up, you got overshadowed by Pat McAfee and Travis Scott.
Yep.
And all that, like he'll bring all them up in these promos to lead up to it.
Yep.
So interesting. Javon Evans versus the debut of Ethan freaking Page.
Man, all ego. Ethan Page.
And you immediately threw him exactly where he should be, battling for the Intercontinental title.
I'm gonna give Ethan Page 10 months before he's anywhere in between these 10 months before he's raising Intercontinental gold.
Oh, 4.
Oh, you're going 4. Okay.
4 months.
Listen, he's
4 months from now will
legit.
be SummerSlam. Between now and SummerSlam, he will be Intercontinental Champion.
He's already legit to me. He just looked the part. He fits right in. And what I liked about him debuting is that they knew who he was.
The crowd Raw After Mania crowd, they all know who he is.
They knew who he was.
So they have a great match. Rusev gets involved.
Yeah.
Ethan Page gets a win. Penta comes out to make the save, and Rusev takes him down thanks to Ethan Page helping him. So now, we got tag match built. We got Rusev being built for maybe a singles match against Penta. We also have a fatal 4-way built for the IC title in this. So
Good stuff.
there are multiple ways I can go with this. I'm all on board. And then we have Liv Morgan with her celebration interrupted by the debut of Sol Ruka.
Which I love Sol Ruka. I really
do.
do.
So hell yeah, Sol Ruka there. They have a match. And then Zarya shows up now. It comes in interferes to help build NXT because that's going to help push Zarya to main event stature on NXT.
Right.
While Sol Ruka comes up on Raw.
Yeah, so they had the match last night, and it was pretty interesting.
Yep. So this was a situation where, while it's odd for someone to lose their main roster debut, they did this in a way where Sol still looks strong.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt her at all.
Doesn't hurt her at all. So Morgan got the win of that. And then obviously Stephanie Vaquera came out afterwards. We know they're not done. They'll probably have some type of gimmick matchup, maybe steel cage.
Yeah, I think this feud needs a steel cage.
Yeah.
And I think we get the physicality in a gimmick match that we didn't get at Mania.
Yep. We then get the Vision.
The
crowd.
The Vision is almost full, right? Almost.
We're almost back. Paul Heyman gives an incredible promo about Brock.
Yep.
And then the crowd won't let Logan Paul speak. Wait, and I mean, again, you thought it was loud watching it. Deafening.
Yeah.
Deafening boos. Which was great. So they're out, celebrating. And then they bring out Braun Breaker, who returned. Rollins came out to try to attack them all. Obviously, he's 3-on-1, they're ganging up. But then we get the long-awaited return of the Street Profits. Angelo Dawkins looks freaking jacked.
Yeah, he got himself. He lost a lot of weight, and Montez got himself in great shape as well.
Yes. So they're back. They're obviously immediately in the tag team title scene now.
Yep.
They chase Logan and Austin Theory away, but then Braun Breaker, who apparently with that chair shot from Rollins got hit in the back of the head with it.
Yeah, I think it was a little too high.
But Braun destroyed Rollins again.
Mm-hmm.
And we know where this is going.
Yep.
And then we get Balor and McDonough, where love the match, annoyed that this wasn't built for like a PLE.
Yeah, they're not
that, which they want to do.
Yeah.
But I mean, this match much longer than Balor and Dominic.
Right.
And again, Balor got the win. Dominic came in to try to attack, but Balor still got the upper hand. So obviously, stuff between Balor and Judgment Day is not done yet.
Which listen, there could be a spinoff coming. Who knows if don't be surprised if Balor gets his own group together. Who knows?
Yeah. And then finally we end with Roman in the ring with the belt and the Usos. He talked about how much he misses this. And the Usos agree to be back with him as a tribal chief.
Have you noticed something though?
In regards to what?
Roman.
What about him?
He's never apologized.
Of course not. He manipulates. He
has never changed.
Yeah. 100%. And we all know, okay, they're having this moment. Who is going to interrupt? Who's next?
Who's coming?
Or are the Usos going to suddenly turn? It was going to like one or the other. Like, all right, someone's coming out. There's going to, and then I think you could have had 10 guesses, at least 10 guesses, and you would have not have guessed Jacob Fatu to be the one to come out.
How was the reaction in the building?
Loved it. Crowd loved it because they were also trying to figure out, is he coming for the title or is he coming to join?
Right.
They were unsure. And then when it came, he's not joining, he's coming for the title. Crowd's like, awesome. Yeah. We're going to get, it's now back to a bloodline story with Fatu being the one standalone trying to go after the title.
I'm just curious what they do because obviously we're going to get this for Backlash, Josh, right? But Fatu is definitely losing.
Correct.
But what happens when he loses?
That's the question.
Does he have to now acknowledge Roman Reigns and fall in line?
Yep. Does he have to acknowledge? Does it continue beyond that?
Right.
Do the MFTs get involved? And we get everybody in. And then Roman calls out the fact that JC Mateo is not even Samoan.
Because you know they're playing this whole Tama Tonga. We don't know. I just believe I have a very, very good feeling that the Usos are going to turn on Roman.
I do too.
That's just that it just has, and then I can see the Usos with Jacob Fatu doing something, right?
Yeah,
that I can see.
Yeah,
but I just that's the feeling that I have. So I don't know if it's going to happen immediately at Backlash or they're going to go ahead and sell it and play it out a little bit more. But that's what I see.
Yeah,
that's what I see.
But I will say overall, this is the way the Raw after Mania is supposed to be. It's been a few years since we've had this, but you know, you have main roster call-ups, you have returns. We also didn't touch on, so we're getting Fatu and Roman. We're getting LA Knight and Gunther. We have Rollins and Braun setting up. We obviously now have Soul in the mix for the women's title.
Yeah.
You got the Street Profits and the Vision. So, like, hey, the Raw after Mania is supposed to be the reset to start a bunch of new feuds and the call-ups and the return, and that's exactly what we got.
Yeah, hopefully we get that for SmackDown as well. I would love to see Ricky Saints appear. That would be nice.
I would love Ricky Saints to be there. I would love JC Jane to be there.
Yep. Blake Monroe. I want her to
be there. And then again, continuing to build other feuds and see, you know, what they come up with over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would love Damian Priest and R-Truth to drop the tag titles to somebody.
Yeah.
On Friday. I don't know. Maybe a call-up. So maybe Dark State suddenly shows up.
I don't hate that.
Yeah.
I don't hate that.
So but it's you know, now we have the reset. The reset has started from Raw. Can we build it properly? Is going to be the question.
And I think Raw is going to be all right just because Roman, he's just signed a new deal. He's going to be on WWE television through the spring and the summer. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be great to be able to build these programs and make it have a serious feel, because with Roman's there, the World Heavyweight Championship is going to now be the A title.
Yep.
It's not the B title, it's the A title now. So you know, we'll see what happens, man. I'm curious to see how they continue to build you know, Randy, Cody, and what wrinkles they put in there as well. What they do with Trick, what they do with Sammy. There's so many different things that I want to see them do.
And then all the people that weren't even on, your Carmelo, your Ilya,
your Ilya's, right. Yeah. So, you know, there's a lot of talent that WWE has, man. And
your Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner, Royce Isaacs.
Royce Keys, right?
Oh, Royce Keys, not Royce Isaacs. What is that? Shout out to Royce Isaacs. another wrestler who I worked with yesterday. That's why it was fresh on the mind.
You still got Vegas on the brain. That's what it is.
I need a nap.
Yeah. But there's a lot of good things to look forward to. It's just about how they execute it, Josh. If they can be able to execute it, and that's why we are here every week to break it down and discuss it. So until next week, you got any last words, sir?
I feel like I said enough.
You definitely did.
And just check your local listings for Championship Wrestling, because you're seeing a lot more. This most recent episode, which is also online on YouTube, yours truly debuted, and more is coming very soon.
Nice. Love it.
That's my last word.
Well, that's the way to close it. Until next week, stay safe, stay cool. Peace.